you could work out what that sequence of healing was. And that's a very, very important, the absolute priority in the right order every time you scan. So that was pretty significant. Yeah, I think NES was also the first to encode that information to trigger a healing response. Obviously, homeopathy existed 200 years before, but homeopathy is based on a like causes, was based on the law of similars. And when you have the law of similars, it's really based on a negative response. You're getting the body to respond against a negative, really a negative trigger, where if you had a lot of the substance, it would create that symptom, and NES really turned that around and put it in the positive. So in other words, well, I mean, you all know what an nutraceutical does, but if you have a liver driver or a kidney driver, it's giving you the information in the positive to take you towards the blueprint for how it is. And then NES was also, a few years later, and this partly came out of the idea of wanting to create something that people could have in people's homes. Was one of the reasons we made the miHealth, and we now call it a pulsed magnetic feedback device, and I'll explain why later. But I think we were also the first to be able to put that information in onto a pulsed magnetic signal, again to be able to trigger a healing response. And really the reason we did it is because we wanted, we were always fascinated with the ideas in Star Trek of the tri-recorder, and we wanted a way that people could have something at home that would be able to scan them from the comfort of their own home, but with the help of a practitioner to interpret and then guide them on their healing journey. So that's sort of chemical model on the old biochemistry model. None of them are really looking at the physics, but once you start looking at the physics of biology, you can do amazing things. So, what else can I say? All sorts of things. Anyway, so I think now's it's a good moment to actually have a go. And so we've got someone in England called Rich Ling, he was responsible, I think, for doing most of the portal and the remote stuff. Well, I can remember it was Paul or Rich, but it's Rich back there. So what we're going to do now, the molecules in your body are made of water, and next to every single hydrophilic surface, what's that word? Hydrophilic. That's a good one. I got it. So next to a hydrophilic surface, which basically means a water-loving surface. So next to a cell membrane or next to any protein, you have all your water molecules. And I think Gilbert Ling is a very famous cell biologist, and actually no, it wasn't Gilbert Ling, it was Albert. Can't pronounce his name. Can you pronounce his name? So all the molecules in your body are made of water. And next to every single hydrophilic surface, what's that word? Hydrophilic. That's a good one. I got it. So next to a hydrophilic surface, which basically means a water-loving surface. So next to a cell membrane or next to any protein, you have all your water molecules. And I think Gilbert Ling is a very famous cell biologist, and actually no, it wasn't Gilbert Ling, it was Albert. Can't pronounce his name. Can you pronounce his name? So Albert.